Happily, there are few survivors, and so the Ghana Army is arranging to medevac them from Burkina Faso, so that those who are injured can continue to receive treatment here in Ghana. And so, on behalf of government and people, we express our condolences to the families of those who were either killed or have been injured.
I go by the name Flamboyant Lifestyle. If not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. And don't forget to on your notification bell so that anytime I drop a video, you'll be the first person to watch. We all know what really happened when our mothers went to Burkina Faso to go and bring tomatoes to sell, in which had your people who are tourists attack them, the bank cars, and also a lot of things that really happened. President Mahama has come to speak about the reason why they were attacked. And also Muntanka is the interior minister. He has also come to say so many things about it. And Wahab, they came to say so many things about the reason why our tomato seller were being attacked. A lot of people were trying to let us understand that we Ghanaians, what we do is we farm at Akumada or something. That's the place that our tomatoes are being found. But right now, we don't understand the reason why we've abandoned that place and our mothers are going to Burkina to bring tomatoes. They said so many things and they addressed so many things in this video. So without not wasting my time, let's pay attention and listen to what really happened and what they said.
Sub-region and a recent incident has shown what the threat of instability and insecurity is to our regional integration and trade. As has been the tradition over decades, we trade amongst ourselves, and so agricultural products from Ghana are traded into Burkina Faso, and agricultural products from Burkina Faso, Niger, onions, tomatoes are traded into Ghana. Recently, some traders from Ghana went to Burkina Faso to buy tomatoes, and they were ambushed in a village where they were transacting, and armed insurgents, terrorist armed groups attacked, and unfortunately we lost a number of our compatriots. Happily, there are few survivors, and so the Ghana Army is arranging to medevac them from Burkina Faso, so that those who are injured can continue to receive treatment here in Ghana. And so, on behalf of government and people, we express our condolences to the families of those who were either killed or have been injured.
Well, you go there and pass na the way I made na appointment and say the message. So the way I say the way you Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, Togo, you know na da, but unfortunately, na say him say to eba sa omanyi almost on some kakra ta hard and unfortunately memin dey there da bone yenuanom a omokodida ekodu ana sebio enuanom atutu foi abepie wasapro no omagikro na afa omagikro ya fa bema abranche ana bema biya omuhunu biya na oto omuhunu omobetu yenuanom ya na omo tai si ha omo se mema na mana mo na mo si fom my si forma na eja etui papa na omuku driver no instantly omaye we no ma salo ko ka no ozo tomato ka no ya e wo cage bi no ma loko no omujeja atom we a omoye de ma nipa omukọ na ro me nipa do otwe at least there so far information anyanya no nipa do otwe sese a me no kan asa no na nipa enso na ewu and the police back was welcome because the more hospital now no more flapa back as a no anadno and the technical never or China from ahiro mon na o ma aka no but me anya nepa asun a o mo wagadugu a o mo no back na wono etioka nan nsiane de o mo de o mo ho ba ka nepa mensa o mo sa akro no I feel teacher no. Maame a odi car no ankasa edi enim edi koe no ono wo hye pa nti won so da so ana abrante ba ko so a won so ne nan won so eja etio car no won so ho saa nipa be ma no so ne yire ewo ho ana de wawu no anajo no omo na aka ewo krom ho enti wo hwa a nipa 8 no omo no mema anso ana oba ba ko na omo a omo wu apart from the wu no ano said omo si car no omo nyina no na sebiu omo efunu no okasa wo de wu ye bi ho bibia na yeje enti de ya no se de me Burkina Faso aman no paying for no everything say okay abasa na we ya me ye enti o make me see omo omo see omo no na ye fa omo die ni said be a eja chance minti that ye ma no ejina ho nti na no pe sorry modu a we boy nyan say adisi a omo ho no kwan ya be faso na ya me aboy ama o me cha be o ma be tuki and the home say na ye me o ma omo so that's what hospital ho kwan ya be faso na bia do o ma baba kina wagadu na o ma me abenya aya sabia sebiu ye papa sen ekura na omo no enti onia bodu ma ye bono enti me pese me fasa akon we na me de se o ma muti na me so wo videos no bi ana pictures bi a me so obi di share no abuso afọ kora no se ne ye yiri o mu epen ko se o mu because o mu nam no o mu ni mo mu o kojo wonem se ye kojo mafo wonem no Muntaka wonem se Muntaka Mubarak enti edi no bako na o mu maye se na wo ma bedu wo gadu gwa ye no wo mo etna se aje wo nsem na ehu bibia nkofo yekura free kroban no mo free e eheva na mo share ya mo ko tomantozi asa na etime abo abusa no amane na se wo picture na wo di tu ho a fa na se wo na se ya beto na wo tifia wo mo na edi wo di share picture to Facebook ana social media so se bi wa ana se wa shi ana se wa pra me se Ghana for se ya ye na ye nya hwiye na yembo asede be ya we ya abai ya de adin pa and my some man ye din crack say emma ebusian
do they have any idea near emma we esi wo ho
purely the violent extremists are the omo because look they took over that town almost the chrono FI for some hours but Burkina Faso army no remobilize reorganize reinforce take back that town no within some hours. And tesi na kojo the hard dream pan say anything na be na also mention President Mahama Frey West Africa heads of states ewo Accra any security ministers na any foreign minister go share say look idea AC my yan twin so say oh we the Burkina na affect you we the Mali for na affect you we the Ghana we the Cote d'Ivoire we Togo yanka ya humbum na yan share intelligence na yentimi ending kita humbum na yembo omani na ho ban because yete hey ye busuya ye nuanom obohu Mali ni wabetra Ghana wadane Ghana ni obohu Ghana ni wakotina Burkina sa wadane Burkina bi entino womutu coin ekoba omudidwa ekoba ana yankasa kura na Africa no yese yentan didwa ewo yentem enti sesa anyoma we yebetimi abaso a also bebia obia no skilled obi atimi eto anamo a wonhwe nechi enti yenkambom na omunyina agitu sese no yasati se yetutu ho hyehyɛ na yadi nyoma tuye say be ya we share intelligence we reinforce each other we fight this violent extremists together because one train say ne bia abetu kojonti me say me fa me ho etena na abetu me Muntaka ozo kojozo so afa ho etensi na agoto kwame na esa entino sa nchise ya President Mohammed abai o mo na ajatu me ye bompa say ye be simupi ama the whole West Africa na is safe ama ye na because say the is koi the piano we are losing about 88 West African citizens through violent extremism. And there's an average of 44 attacks across the what they call the Sahel every day. And violent extremism is now the epicenter is in the West African sub-region, another Sahel sub-region. And the idea here, Obubakasa say agent attention. President Mahama, boy, Koko say, we know, and ya dear Bakufo, Unkwa Bitmaya, because so, ye, na, ye found a Ghana ni, Ghana for ye, new size, as Mrs. Kwan. That's all Mujani Batogo, Togo. Yentimi ko say no mo kokon e wo Togo. Omo dwane wura Burkina, yentimi say no mo kokon. Sa na mo so mo no mo ntimi beko. But e na ikabo mu a, then we are seeing them as common enemies and we are fighting them together. And Basana, they have no hiding place. And you know, and no sa she no ye tu ho na mo ye bomba say akobon beboa na yetimi adimupi amagana ne the whole of the West Africa be safe.
Sad news. Sad news, Chelsea. Normally in Ghana, they're very neutral or West African belt. Coupled with the fact that you need any presence of jihadist group, and I say extremist group, and a rebel group, and I say anything related to that kind of a bandit and other Protestants. And you need to be why normally in Kebi they are. Then the enemies on the other side fighting against any of the group, or more Ghanaian citizens, you are considered as enemy. But who share the way now, or more attack, coordinating, and what they did, Now I heard the statements are genuine for a year. They are saying, say, the Ghanaian male or the Ghanaians in here, they are enemies, which I find it very strange. Because genuine for no claim responsibility of the only Salafi jihadist group. Sahari jihadist group from Salafi form. Only Ghana need any sort. Yes, of course, own presence Obo Burkina. Now only Jamaat Nusrat al Muslimin. Only Tanko Fono. Only a group there, only a part of the Al Qaeda. And only a part of the Ansardine. Prez no more can answer one, and woman two, and no more former Ansardine, and no more former Amurabitun. Amurabitun, almost a cruising, I know war that time in Libya south, and I know more. And I own in a toilet form, Ombugu Mali, and Ombugu Timbuktu. Now, France for, and it is a problem we see in Abba. And he say, only a group. France for a claim say Omoko fight with the jihadists, Omoko fight Al Qaeda, Omoko fight Taliban. Now Oma liberate France. But that turned out to be a lie. Rather than they use them to protect their territorial Timbuktu area, but they are minerals in one. Ekwa Kokofa the Niger side of the Mali border. And we call the southern part of Algeria, now called the northern part of Niger, Arlet, Asamaka, Agadas, that area, only now called the Mali side, and then enough France for you, so they literally indirectly, and the sponsors our group. At the end of the day, mother group now is still Al-Qaeda. I am from Akim Fono. At the end of the day, Messina Liberation Front as also part of group. It's only a measure. These boys, why I don't want anybody to use Boko Haram is even though they all trained with Boko Haram or Timbuktu. I want a Boko Haram 2002 image here. And Sawad image or Jenim Foni image or in the side Jamaat Nusrat Al Islam is Muslim. Omunda a yet cell group no may Ghana for Nasa. Now listen to what they said, say the Ghanaians are enemies. What do they do? Omu group they're only interested in human trafficking. Almost strong weapons, they export weapons, and almost total money from the local authority, almost drug trafficking. Now, almost core issue is that they want every country in West Africa. Listen to this nonsense. They're more extremist group, no. They want every country in West Africa not to do anything to do with the West. In another breath, even France. They are against America, they are against French, they are against English. Mm-hmm. And whom do they support? And now to the sense that Omaba hit Ghana from me where I sit and what we do know. And he said they are trying to push the government of Ghana. Now the Western government, there will be a cry on the head of Western government. Say Ghana for Yamwa. then that will give a base. France Becca said, Yeba Ghana or frontier. That will send a very serious issue for this country that has never experienced the presence of any bandit or any of this ideological group. Call it Boko Haram, whichever. And Muji Nipa, a member group tomato can so they just only perished all of them. And managing. But the question is that the same Janin, Jamaat Nusrat for Omuko Burkina, baby Omo Pritin, Argentina, South Umkuma. They kill women, they kill children, they kill elderly people, they kill everybody. Attack Bienwa, Oma coordinate in any part of Burkina, any part of Mali, and then any part of Niger. Omunkum Ema. Before said Chiani, ever strike Beyoku. The previous the other government, you know, it was because Omuko one village, our Arlit area, Honom say Nipabu Manu to say the Ombashija, Emma, do a cross on do at home, cross on Chichomina, Nipa 14 treasure. That angered Chiani. Ekachi, the central government said, we have the men, we have one of the second strongest army in West Africa. Yanko Bush, no Munkokum. And our president said, Ontimi a moment attack military name minimum say or ne French president Macron ekasa na Macron adawunyania that was Chiani our president so and the bufu said enemy too na Macron nyania no from a French for akwakwesa. That was the essence of Nigerku. Enti womu no mobano now divisions jihadist group no mapa the West African belt womu hadeda of course womu Mali. But Roma Ben border and as Roma Ben any part of the West African frontiers, you know. And France is also seeking authority to now come back because they've been sacked from the Sahel. They've been sacked from Mali. They've been sacked from Niger. They've been sacked from Burkina. Omo Mpese Omo Beko. And no the engineer Tingiri. Kuna Koyano. That about Chief Kuna Tingiri Okoyano. Your friends say Benin. It was the same thing. It's the France that rather told him. Radio. And in the first year, so Uncle Day, Uncle 2 Pascal. Now 2 Pascal. Now Koma say emergency Roma, but no many are coordinating not now Koma unleash attack on Niger. It's a coordinated plan. Ghana is being drawn in, and His Excellency the President and His Excellency the Special Envoy for the region. They should be very careful in dealing with this matter. Because some of us have followed them, the jihadist group, so the Salafi, a jihadist group, Omi Al-Qaeda, Omi Taliban. Look, Cruz now Motes Hadi we say, Amadou Kufamu, some of them have lived in Ghana before. They have lived in Ghana before. Amadou Kufa, they have lived in Ghana before. They know Ghana. Okay. But Ghana no be any alignment. Yen Saudi Obia, any terrorist group. The reason a terrorist group, jihadist group, Salafi groups, you know, ain't possible. And they say, your land then is not owned by the government. The land is owned by the individual families. Okay. And it doesn't allow anybody to go and stay in the bush. Anything how about bush in Marano, Obi Kwana Fumu who said, new faces and conformity uniform. Then the alarm is created. And it has not been a good grounds for any coordinated organizations since about the frontiers of Ghana. And I've mentioned and I've said several times that even under Jerry Rawlings, the time Kwan was sustaining about 19 coup d'etats. It was possible not because no any security, it's not true, no any security but rather no, you can stage a revolution from the city, you can stage it from the bush. Okay. And the bush was not giving them access because to be offense or kind of now military uniform now will 1 year. But the French culture and the French countries, they need some part of Nigeria land in Abani. That is why they stay and how they manage to fight the government, the central government. And to really a very sad story, hitting Ghanaians for the first time. I thought initially said they didn't know it was Ghana or they were Ghanaians. But this one, they said they are our enemies because they belong to a Western government. What is he telling you? A Western government, of course, Ghana, we have education. they can't tell us a young conco joining Islamic school. Na young conco fa sa Abu Numan or no sa where your president where judge for the Sharia judge also be no conco fa makaranta. That makes them extremists because they all can't show when say the Ghana schools in intimate conquer Sharia, Ghana schools in intimate karate there, and there were no Babako. That has been the basis. It is just a matter now only that Sir Jenin only done llɛd Agali. llɛd Agali had persistently since the 2017 declared by the Americans as what? A terrorist.
Okay.
One of the global terrorists and they have money to do all this nonsense they are doing.
Yeah.
But for him to tell the Ghanaians, and he said, what are they? Sadly, in the cold-blooded scale, and said, we are enemies. Now, washimoka, no washi tomato. What is it for? They are only provoking Ghana government.
Okay.
And if they are provoking Ghana government, the Ghana government indirectly will not seek for Western help. The moment the Ghana government seeks for Western help, we're talking about military base. Where will it be? The nearest airport, either Wa or Tamale. The moment you have the presence of United with uniforms, being the French, etc., indirectly, we don't trust these Western allies.
Okay.
When it comes to what they want to do in the Sahel, and all these groupings, Jenin and Sawad and Sadil and Maghreb, and Masina Liberation, almost 14 rebel groups operating in the Sahel. Weapons a woman. Niger, only seaport. Mali, only seaport. Burkina Faso, only seaport. Now ask me and tell me, where do they get their supply for them to be sophisticated to fight with the central government? How did they get their supply? What does it mean? It means that before say overship weapons, a share of weapons in that kind of magnitude or that kind of sizes for operations are hideout operating for all this, and somebody's nowhere than somewhere from a government in West Africa. And obey end user certificate, EUC, and they import weapons, and then under the darkness, no, they are woman. And the West African issue, as I've always said, we are the makers of our own troubles of all these rebel groups. Because they don't do the airdrops. Abrafuna na di weapons, a good edukoma woman. I want to call flight in drop with the ma basis. Because Ghana port, Ayatama, Anata Kwade, only the EU weapons, and the Tima cross Burkina, and the Akoma rebel group all fighting with Burkina. Where did they get their supply from? The central government in quite me short to supplier. How much more or not desert so? I when you see or main seaport, only baby on your weapons. These are the terrible stories. And we know some of the governments in West Africa might mistake that we can put it on air. West African coastal belts, Ghana, Nigeria, Benin, and then Cameroon, Oma, that coastal, Gambia, Senegal, Guinea-Bissau, that coastal, Oma di Sebi Mkwasa Sempe. What am I talking about? I'm talking about this Boko Haram ni Jenim ni and Sawat money group ni that group ni inano. They one way or the other. Omo weapons, omo the central government end user certificate na import weapons illegally. Egis kanom de ama Baba, okay. So ask yourself. And Tokwa Boko Haram team standing Nigeria, 1.2 million army force. The biggest army in the African continent, followed by Egypt, followed by Ethiopia, followed by Tanzania, followed by South Africa. Nigeria has the biggest armed forces. Are you telling me Mustafa Bonkanu, Mustafa Yusuf, 22-year-old boys, these boys, Etimino comes from 2002, 24 years counting. Defeat you. Meanwhile, the northeast Maiduguri side, Warri side, and baby a Gongola state running in Ano. Or share border with N'Djamena South in Chad, and then the northern part of Cameroon. Yes, Sahara belt. Because
you finish listening to what they've said, they've spoken, and they've brought out their own utterances, and also they've spoken about the situation. You can also share your comments under the comment section. Anything that you really want to say, please feel free and say it. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that anytime I drop a video, you'll be the first person to